Hi, thanks for watching this video. I'm Eric and I'm with Driven Industries, and this video today is on a subject that's also something very important to me if you've seen my other videos, and this one's on sobriety. And the reason I wanted to do a video on sobriety is we're very active on social media. We're a company based around what drives you. We're all driven by different things. And one of the things that has been reached out to me a lot is on sobriety. There's a lot of individuals that want sobriety and want to change their lives, but they don't know where to start. So I wanted to do a little video here and share with you kind of some of my experiences with sobriety and how to change your life around in that way. And also to give some of the information out there, because I know it's a subject that we don't like to talk about, and it's very stigmatic because we don't want to admit that we have a problem. A lot of times individuals ask me, how do I get into a program, or how do I really start doing this change in my life? And so I wanted to put this together, and I use Twitter a lot. So I asked a question out on Twitter, and the question on Twitter was, for somebody starting sobriety, what is one of the tools or resources that you would suggest for them to use? And I got hit back with a lot of responses. Again, this is an area I'm very active in. And the first one right to begin with was 90 meetings in 90 days. That's great. What does it mean? If I'm a recovering addict and I'm in the pits of despair, and if you've ever been where I've been and in the middle of destroying your life and not realizing it, you have no idea what the heck that means. To give you a little bit of background, I was drinking anywhere from 2 to 3/5 of vodka a day. My drinking started at 7:30 in the morning at 7-Eleven, where I was able to pick up vodka, and didn't end until I passed out. I'm in sales. I'm very successful at it. Luckily, my talents helped push me through work, but I was the one that was out drinking on lunch. I was the one that was always chewing gum in my mouth and never would admit that I had a problem. I would just admit that, hey, I can hold my alcohol. Now, if you look it up, addiction is a disease, and it's a mental chemical imbalance somewhat in our brain of, when we drink alcohol, the dopamine fires off and it gives us a euphoric feeling. And so asking this question, the 90 meetings in 90 days, why you do that is, one, is finding a support community that you can get involved with. Sobriety and becoming sober, it takes a toll on you mentally, physically, emotionally, and your whole life changes. And it is not an easy journey, and it's not one that you want to go alone. That's why I'm very active on social media even with it, because there's so many people that are starting their journey to sobriety, and they're doing it alone because they don't know where to go. 90 meetings in 90 days means you jump online, you find AA meetings or sobriety meetings in your area, and you go to them at different times, and you go to 3 a day for 90 days. What you really find doing that is you find a fellowship, you find a companionship amongst addicts. There's nothing that's more magical, I have to say this, than addicts helping addicts. It's amazing the stories that you hear, the stories that you can relate to, the stories that you can't relate to, the seeing of people still in the pits of despair. And you end up finding individuals that are very similar with you along the way, and you start to build a fellowship with them, and you build a trust with them. I was very fortunate that one of my close friends was actually in the program, and he kind of helped guide me along the way here a little bit in the beginning of it, where I would have been lost without it. So 90 meetings in 90 days is you're around addicts, you get to hear the stories, you get to share. You're probably going to have anxiety and depression and everything else, so you're probably not going to even talk the first couple, and if you do, awesome. It takes a lot inside you to get that out, and you really start to find a place that's of comfort for you to go and to be able to share. Another thing that they said is faith. Faith is extremely important. Doesn't matter what your religion is. I personally believe there's as many religions as there are people, and we all have our own different view on it. But looking towards a higher power for strength and knowing why you're doing it and why you're making such a dramatic life change, because the detox process and the emotional wave process is a difficult one, and again, it's one that you don't want to do alone. Getting support there. If you're having trouble finding support, reach out to me, comment below, message me. Find our company on Twitter, come to our website, areyoudriven.com. Reach out to me. I may not be local, but you know what? I can give you at least some support, because some support's better than no support. Finding that faith, though, and that belief and that higher power really does help you get through it and know that there's a means to a better life than what you're living. Another one of the suggestions that I ended up getting was self-maintenance and meditation. Self-maintenance and meditation is really important. As an addict, we find reasons, or we find triggers to feed our addiction. And when we start to find those triggers, instead of going to our instant quick fix, we have to break the pattern and go to more of a happy place for us, in a sense, where we can back away from it all, back away from the anxiety or what's causing us pain or what's causing us to feel that we have a need to drink, and actually taking a moment, stepping back from the situation and relaxing for a moment and going, okay, here's what I'm going through right now. And it's amazing what happens when you remove yourself from that situation, give yourself a little bit of alone time, and start to really figure out, okay, why am I feeling this way? What do I need to change right now? Because it's all about changing. You're going to see you go through a progression of changes. And it's amazing, because it's a lot like working out, where in the very beginning you're going, why am I doing this? What is this for? Believe me, it does get easier down the road. And this is why it's one of those things I'm so driven about, and our company is very active in, is because a lot of the individuals in this company have been in the program. Myself as the founder am in the program. You're never going to actually be out of it. And you have to also come to that realization. That was something else someone brought up, is you have to realize that our disease is not curable. There's no pill out there. There's no medicine out there that we can take that will instantly make us want to stop. I wish it existed, and I'm here to tell you it doesn't exist. And for those of you who are on your road to sobriety and have been in it, you know. I personally am, part of my story is I've relapsed before, thinking I can control this, and going self will run right, of my willpower will overcome anything. It won't. I can guarantee you that. I've learned it from experience, and if you've relapsed before, you got to realize that it's also okay. If you're in the middle of one also, it's all right. It's just part of our story. And accepting that is something that somebody else brought up to me. You have to accept any kind of failure or defeat as a learning block, not as a defeat and giving up. It's one of those things that you have to be persistent about, and you have to have that fire to change your life in. It's amazing some of the changes that you find in individuals who have 10 years sober, 5 years sober, 30 years sober, and how their life has dramatically changed, and the story that they have behind it. Because you're forming your own story as you're going through this. So if you're watching this and you're wondering, okay, I want to change my life, and this is an area of it that I want to change, this is driving me to become a better person, you really got to realize that, hey, you're going to form a story here. And there's a lot of roadblocks and a lot of bumps along the way. And you have to take that step back. You have to do the meditation. You doing the meetings is important. Somebody else brought up support. Support alone is important. You've got to let your friends and family members know what you're on board with and what you're doing, because you're going to find out, just like when it comes to goals of any kind, there are toxic people in your life. And in order to change, you have to change your environment. You have to change your surroundings. It's a must. And so changing that environment, changing the surroundings of those who don't support you in it. I hate to say it, you're going to make some tough decisions, and that was another piece of advice. You're going to make tough decisions. But you can make those decisions, and I believe in you. I've made those decisions. I've had to take some people out of my life that were very dear to me. But they don't support me in what I want to accomplish and what I want to achieve. And this doesn't only come with sobriety. This comes with life. I've learned more life lessons through AA and through different programs out there than I have ever with any kind of classes or any kind of school. I mean, life lessons teach you a lot. And so making that change and making that decision to cut them out of your life, that alone takes a lot of ease off of you. You're not brought around any of the environments that could trigger it. You're not tempted at all. And you're also surrounded by love and support. And that is key, because you're going to need all the support you can in this area. If you're still struggling and you want to know where to start and where to begin with, I'm going to do a bunch more videos on sobriety because I am very passionate about it. And I believe it's one of those programs too that whatever works for you works for you. It's not, this is how it has to be. There's not this one Bible that you open up and this is what happens. We're all unique and we're all different, so we're all going through different stages of it and we all want to change for different reasons. You just got to make sure that you're the one that wants to change and no one's forcing it upon you because you're not going to. It has to be you on it. So if you get a little bit out of this, visit us on our website. Let me know if you have questions. Let me know if there's some topics that you want me to cover when it comes to sobriety or challenges to overcome. Believe me, I've ran into a bunch of them. If there's any tools that you want me to help share, because I'll be doing a series of videos on this because, again, it's one of the things that I'm driven by, and, well, we're driven industries, and it's about what drives you. So find us online. Let me know how I can help you. Let us know how our company can help you. Google's also a great assistant. So if you're wondering about meetings or different programs in your area, make sure that you jump online. Hit me up. I can actually send you links and references to where to go just to get more information if it's something that maybe you're dealing with somebody in your life that's trying to get themselves through sobriety or start sobriety themselves. So I'm going to pass along a bunch of tools online. Hit me up. I'll send you different resources and different links even. I'll give you some of my advice if you want it, if you want me to direct you in different areas, because it's all about helping each other through this. It's a very long process, and if you're a family member and you have somebody that's going through it, or a friend that you have somebody going through sobriety or just starting off to it, I can tell you this: support is key. And be that positive influence they need in their life, because believe me, there's going to be times that they reach out to you. And if you're going through this, don't ever hesitate to reach out for help. Don't ever hesitate to let somebody know that you're tempted or that you're suffering, because that's part of what it's all about. So find us on Twitter, hit me up even. Love to hear from you. Love to find out what you found that have worked for you. Some of the tools maybe that you have found. And you know what? Just being involved in the community makes us feel good. Again, it's Addicts Helping Addicts. It's part of your program, and it's part of our healing process and our growing process. So I want to thank you for watching this. I look forward to seeing you at our website, areyoudriven.com. Check us out on the blogs. Love your input there. Comment below. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Very active on Twitter. That's probably my favorite. You'll see that I post videos every day. That's usually in regards to like suicide awareness and so forth. But it's also in regards to, I've even had people hit me up on there in a sense of just support through their sobriety. All for it. So as our company to you, one, greatly appreciate you watching this. I hope you got something out of it. And let me ask you a question. What drives you? Want to thank you for watching. Make sure you click the subscribe button and check out our channel for more videos.